So if you've got a relatively complex chord, like this A major 7 sharp 11, and you decide you want to hear it with fuzz or heavy distortion, so you kick the fuzz pedal on and it sounds like this. Right? It's noisy, it's kind of murky, it's harder to distinguish the chord quality anymore. It just doesn't really do what you hoped it would do. That's because of a phenomenon called intermodulation distortion. And all that means is if you take two or more frequencies and feed them into the same distortion device at the same time, they'll start to interact with each other in ways that are more mathematical than they are musical. They'll add together and they'll subtract from each other to create brand new frequencies called sidebands. So for example, if I've got this A at 220 hertz and I add this E at 330 hertz, it'll produce an additional frequency at 550 hertz, which is like a C sharp, which is the two added together. And it'll produce another frequency at 110 hertz, which is the two subtracted from each other. And that's like an A an octave below. Now, in this case, it works out just fine because those are all consonant intervals. They fit the harmonic series. And as long as we stick to perfect fifths and perfect fourths, this will be true. That's why power chords have been popular since the mid-20th century, right? It's like they sound good, it works. But as soon as we venture further afield from that, the sidebands start to become more random. Like they may not be notes in the key, they may not even be notes on the piano keyboard. They're just random frequencies kind of anywhere. And then furthermore, those sidebands will start to interact with other sidebands to produce tertiary sidebands. So we kind of just get this noisy spiraling fractal that creates this wall of sound that the ear can't really parse and doesn't really make any harmonic sense anyway, you know? So what do I do with that information? Well, if I want to play A major 7 sharp 11 with a heavily distorted tone, and I have the opportunity to overdub, or if there are multiple guitars in the group, I can divide that chord up into smaller parts that are perfect consonances, and kind of get the whole chord in layers. So for example, I might have the first layer be A and E, which is the root and the fifth, and then I might have the next layer be the 7th and the sharp 11th, which are also a perfect fifth apart. And then I might add the major 7th again, and then the major 3rd, which are a perfect fourth apart. Then if I stack all those on top of each other, I get the whole chord and it sounds like this.